So let's talk about this real quick. This BlazBlue cross tag battle because it just got announced recently. It was at the end of the Evo. I would assume the BlazBlue tournament at Evo. I didn't watch Evo. I usually don't. Sometimes I'll catch like certain matches, finals, and I love fighting games, but I'm just not that hardcore in terms of the pro scene. But BlazBlue is my favorite fighting game of all time so far. You never know, another fighting game could come along that I really like, but I love most fighting games though. I like Tekken. I like um Tekken's probably my favorite 3D fighter. I love Soul Calibur, even though that hasn't been on a hot streak as of late. But yeah, most fighting games I love, but BlazBlue's my favorite. I just love how fast paced it is. I love the anime style. I love all the characters. The story's really good. I don't have a lot of bad things to say about BlazBlue. In fact, the only time I've been legitimately annoyed with BlazBlue in any situation is when shit, I can't even think of the new one. The most recent BlazBlue that came out, when they decided to not include the English voice actors, and they had that petition and they said if people want to ask, and people did ask, but they didn't do it anyways. That pissed me off. That sucked. But I know it's probably still a really good game. I actually haven't even played it. I bought the special edition of that back when it came out. But anyways, so BlazBlue Cross Tag Battle is a BlazBlue style fighting game. We already know that Jin and Ragna are gonna be in it because of course. But it's also a crossover between the Persona fighting game, which I love Persona as well. And I love the Persona fighting game. We know that Yu Narakami's gonna be in it, and then who was the other fighting game they announced for it? I'm not super familiar with, but since they announced it, I want to try picking it up just to try it. It's called oh, I'm gonna fuck this up. Something like Night Under Birth. Somebody's gonna kill me for that, but I saw gameplay for that after they announced this BlazBlue Cross Tag Battle, and I thought that looked really good too. So I want to try that out sometime. Whatever that's called, I'll have to look that up because I can't think of it off the top. Actually, here, I'll get it up right now. And then they also announced on top of that, the girl from Ruby is her name. I don't watch Ruby. I don't know anything about Ruby. I don't think there's ever been like a Ruby fighting game or video game in general. Not that I'm aware of. There might have been. But she was kind of like the surprise character at the end, and she was recorded in English, which makes me wonder: are they gonna put English in this game? Because like I just said, the last BlazBlue didn't have it. So are they going to go ahead and do that with this one, or did they only do that because she only has well, in a minute, because she only has an English voice actor? Because I don't know if, I mean, maybe Ruby, they have that in Japan. There's RWBY. I don't even know if it's actually called Ruby. That's how little I know about the series. But regardless, she was like the big surprise character at the end of it, and it does make me wonder if they'll have English. But yeah, that game is called Under Night in Birth. I don't know why I couldn't think of the name, because I just looked it up a little bit ago. But so on top of the intriguing nature that it's going to have it's another crossover fighting game, and it looks awesome, and I love that it plays just like BlazBlue. The other thing I'm super excited about it is that it's going to have 2v2 fighting, because I've always wanted that with BlazBlue, because I have friends who play the game and they play it hardcore just like I do. Like, I got really good at BlazBlue for a while. If I were to hop into it now, I probably wouldn't do that great. but I still remember a lot of the combos for the characters I played. So, me and my friends, we always like wanted to fight together because we were always fighting each other all the time. And I think the only one that was close to that was Continuum Shift Extend, if I remember correctly. The online mode for that had some kind of like 2v2, 3v3 something fighting system, but it wasn't two people fighting at the same time either. Which is, I'm always fine with that too. I don't mind either way, whether it's like Tekken Tag style where two people fight at the same time, or Marvel vs. Capcom does that as well, or if it's just like you have to wait till the one character dies and then you can, and then it goes on to the next like round. But I think this is really good for BlazBlue. I don't. If they continue the BlazBlue series like in a main series line, I don't know if they will, because like I said, I haven't even played Central Fiction. That's the name. I haven't even played it yet, and that's the I don't know what the story is yet, so I don't know if the story has any implications of them not continuing the main series. There's obviously some new characters in it who could carry the series over. I don't know if like the torch gets passed. I don't know anything yet. I haven't played it. I really need to get to that. I'm so backlogged on so many games. I haven't even beat Persona 5 yet, and I was looking more forward to that game than any game I have in years. So I'm looking forward to that. The other thing I wonder about this is the story, is if there's gonna be one, because BlazBlue has always had a really good story. It is, in my opinion, the best story for any fighting game that I've ever played. Extremely complex, but since this game is a crossover, I don't know if they plan on implementing that, but it is like a BlazBlue style game. And all the BlazBlue games have had the story mode in visual novel form. So I don't know if they're gonna do that. I haven't seen anything about it yet. I wouldn't be surprised if they did. I wouldn't be surprised if they didn't. The reasons that they would is because they've done this in the past, where they've created stories for series that aren't theirs, when it comes to like Persona 4 Arena and Persona 4 Arena Ultimax. I would assume they made the story from that game. I know that Atlas like had to look over it and everything. I remember them saying that as Persona 4 Arena, the first one, was coming out. But it was very well done regardless, so I don't doubt that this company could do it. Arc is an amazing company. And like I said, the only time that I've ever been like legitimately pissed was the English voice actor thing. I know why they did it, but it doesn't make me any happier about it, but whatever. They're not like Konami bad, It's a good company. No company's perfect. So, yeah, I'm really curious to see what the story is, but that game's going to be awesome. And on top of that, real quick shout out to Dragon Ball FighterZ, or Fighter Z, whatever that's called, which is also being made by them. And when that got announced at E3, I was fucking speechless. I was just like, wow. So, you've got my favorite anime of all time, and many other people's, and my favorite fighting game company. They make so many good fucking fighting games. Guilty Gear and BlazBlue, I mean, they're all fantastic, like top-notch fighting games. Nothing like, even like Street Fighter 5, none of that bullshit where it's just like, where's all the features and stuff. It's just like, it's all there, and it's a fantastic fighting game every single time. So when there was a lot of people who were like, oh, it's not Xenoverse, it's not really like this open world Dragon Ball thing, but for me, I was like, man, it's a Dragon Ball fighting game. Like, it's a legit fighting game. It's not, I love the Xenoverse games, but it's not some weird, like, gimmick game. It's like an actual, like, hardcore, like, this could be competitive fighting game. I'm like, that's fucking awesome. They tried that with like Dragon Ball Super and it just didn't really go anywhere. So that's all I had to say about that. I'm gonna try to sign up for the beta when that just got delayed to like August 20 something or whatever. It's in August now. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that too, but Ark is busy. I think there was a third game they had just announced recently too. I can't remember off the top of my head, but regardless, yeah. That's all I have to say about that.